Okay, let me set the record straight. Let me set the record straight. Alexandra Cortez is going around starting trouble. She's being busy. Okay? She's been busy. She's a liar. Her and the rest of those anchor baby people who are accessing our government. Let me tell you, we don't want to see children mistreated. We don't want to see people being treated inhumane. We don't. We don't want to see people locked up anyway. How many you know that when we commit a crime in the United States, we go to jail? They don't let our children come to jail with us. We go to jail. Whether it be drinking and driving, domestic violence, whether it be too many tickets, whether it be, I don't care what it is, especially if it's something that's going to put us away for a while. Drugs or hurting someone or being violent. We go to jail. We have the rule of law. And that's why our country been in such good standing, because it has the rule of law. Now, the law have failed our system a lot of ways, and especially for black people. We know that. And we got a border crisis, and we got people illegally in our country. And now they're pushing a narrative. They're pushing narratives as many as they can in order to try to finesse our minds and get us to basically go for that, in a sense where we just kind of let our guards down and we just go ahead, and they want open borders. They want people to come in our country and be here like they want to be. Even with the fact in us knowing that we've been oppressed by these people. I mean, American citizens, period. I mean, working class people, especially black folks in the country that are natives. And these people are using this, and they know that American citizens have bleeding hearts. And American citizens pay attention to CNN, and that's not real news. It's fake. A lot of it is fake news. They're doing it for a job, and they're promoting an agenda. And they're pushing narratives for their seats and for their positions. They're not telling truths. Now, I don't care about any news as much. I do an assessment when I watch the news, because I don't know who's honest and not, because they're biased. They're biased upon party. And this is not a game. People's lives on effect. And Ted Cruz talked about it, illegal immigration, and how it's going on. And now people are fighting in the comment section, even with me, about how I feel about Alexandra Cortez going down there, trying to the border and to the ICE facilities, trying to say that these people are being mistreated. They may be. And I pray and hope that they don't be mistreated just because somebody can do it. However, do not want them turned loose in my communities. No. Are y'all crazy? These people, they're here in the millions, thousands amongst thousands, oppressing our communities. Are y'all crazy? No, they have a home. They need to go back to their home. We're not responsible. They were told not to come here, that we were overwhelmed. They have been abusing the asylum seeker law, and they don't show up for court. And they were told not to come here. We were trying to iron out and drain the swamp and clean the problem up. And these people were defiant. And they were rude. They kept coming. And now people are not making it. They're dying. And I want you to know that I don't want border agents mistreating people, But you got people in places as prisoners or jail because they're aiming to be defiant. They're saying they're going to come here no matter what. They were told not to come here. We see past the Maybelline and the Mac too. We see past the Maybelline. It's not about, you can't prove it. They came to seek asylum. They're not prisoners. They are prisoners. They were told not to come here. And if they come in here intending to seek asylum and they don't have a claim and that they've been using these weak border laws, we are not turning these people loose in our cities and on our tax dollars according to what has happened and what they have done as it pertains to seeking asylum. They have abused that law. They have sanctuary cities the Democratic Party made for them. And we know that. So that's why the president are holding them. We don't want them bombarding our sanctuary cities that they put in here for themselves, changing the law. The Democratic Party is opposing a war by trying to go against the Trump administration. And these people are in the crossfire. And Obama should have never made DACA. He should have been trying to help his own people. Well, matter of fact, they are his own people. Obama was Nigerian and white. So I don't know what Obama was. I guess mixed a mutt. So I don't know. So he made DACA. And now these people want to run here to jump on DACA. I mean, they want to run and jump on sanctuary cities. They had signs saying Trump is the devil. Okay, now we told them not to do that. That wasn't safe, and they did it anyway. You came to a country with a military that's powerful, the first world, threatening them is because you have they did it because they're emboldened by the Democrat Party. So y'all have caused people to be unsafe. This is what this is about. You just cause a people to go unprotected. You've misled people. Nancy Pelosi, President Barack Obama, Elizabeth Warren, James Clyburn, whoever, John Lewis, Stacey Abrams, all of you, the Georgia Supreme Court, everybody is involved in the Democratic Party who are making laws for these people illegally, unconstitutional, that's making them parrot our country in the wrong way and invading over the American citizens. We are in the masses. We are the people. What do you think was going to happen? Now these people have basically raised war upon us, and we don't have any sympathy. It's not that we don't care and we want children to be safe, but we don't. When you are at war, you're not supposed to feed the enemy. And the enemy is when people try to take what you got. That's an enemy. Instead of getting it yourself, that's a thief. Regardless if they don't speak our languages, regardless if they are poor, you don't take somebody else's stuff and try to take what somebody else have. Now these dignitaries, they're living behind walls and gates. They don't care. They have a seat in government. We in the community have to fight. We have to be oppressed by these people, parenting our organizations and stuff, living in our homes and stuff, having children and children and children and children, and catapulting and doing stuff and taking away from us. That is uncomfortable. It used to be sustainable, but it's not anymore. They're over here thousands among thousands in communities. All in the millions and stuff. So we, in an act of war, you coming to invade in caravans and stuff. And then a lot of these children are going unrectified. They're with adults that's not their parents. They're exploiting the children, child trafficking and drugs. What do y'all think? What's going on? I'm sorry if the border agents are mistreating children. I apologize for them. But we can't let them loose. Somebody need to oversee this. We've been given aid for these children, and that's something we shouldn't have had to do. These people should have stayed at home. We want them to go and make the country great. No. Alexandra Cortez, sit down. We don't want these people invading our community anymore. We're oppressed with these people in our community like this. I hope that I don't sound mean. I just can't. You got to stand for something, or you can go down for anything. These people are oppressing our country, and they're disrespectful until something happened to them. When something happened to them, they start crying. Then the Democratic Party start using narratives and pushing it like people are being mean. As Alexandra Cortez, she basically compared the border crisis to the Holocaust. The Holocaust, people were being totally brutalized, killed out in the public. They were aimed to be killed. It was hate. Hitler was the idea of the epitome of hate and separatism. This is not what we're doing. They have a country. The Jews were not invading a country. These people are invading. They're coming here. Talking about they want a better life. Is that their border crisis? Is that a better life? Well, okay. So they're not getting a better life. So why come here? If you were told we overwhelmed and it's going in another direction, it's headed to war, okay, just because they speak Spanish doesn't mean they're dumb. They were told not to come here. Nobody said they were dumb. They act dumb to get their way. Now, I'm sorry again if they mistreated the children. I don't know. I'm not in there. I wish they would treat them, with some type of respect, but they have to be watched. They don't get to come to your country and roam around and get on your tax dollars and lie and take dead people's ID. They don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. That's not how it works. I'm sorry. You don't get to have a bleeding heart and change our laws. We have a merit base. Hopefully we can have a merit base. We have the rule of law, and this is breaking it for a people you know nothing about. They're taking advantage of us. And I hope the children are safe. I do. Thank you for joining me. This is Harper.